Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Kirsten. Today, we're talking about working out and how do you know that it's time to change up your workouts? And I wanted to talk about it because I think a lot of times we are just so used to doing whatever we're doing. We've been doing this maybe for a long period of time, and we're not really getting the results what we want. And sometimes we don't even pay attention to some of the signs that our bodies are sending. We just continue to do the same thing. So, how do you know that it's time to switch some things up? This is what we're going to talk about today. However, before that, I want to let you know that I'm doing something really awesome right now. I'm really excited about it. So, if you have been thinking about losing some body fat, gaining muscle, getting more defined, and doing it in a healthy and sustainable way, then here is your opportunity. I am giving away to one person an opportunity to work with me for free for 3 months. So totally free, zero cost. This is exactly as good as it sounds. No, zero cost at all to you, 3 months of commitment. But I am asking you to be really committed to this process. So what are we going to do during these 3 months? So this coaching is macronutrition coaching. So it means that you are going to track your macros. You can totally do it if you are a new person. If you've never done this before, you will learn this quickly. I will help you. I'll be there with you every step of the way. If your experience is going to be even easier for you. If you don't feel comfortable tracking and weighing your food, then this is probably not the best program for you. So there is macro tracking, and then there's, of course, also workouts, strength training. I talk about it pretty much in every single episode, including today. And you're also going to get a strength training program from me. And we work together really closely for 3 months and getting you some awesome results. If you want to be considered, then make sure that you fill out the application. So I take applications until the end of Sunday, November 6th. And if you want to get the application, please reach out to me anywhere where I am. So I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook, and just send me a message there and tell me that I want the application link. You can also leave a comment if you watch this on YouTube. Just leave a comment, say, yes, I want the link. And this is how I will send you the link. You fill it out. It's very simple. It takes you no more than 3 minutes. And then I will check them all out and I will announce the winner on Monday, November 7th. So this is a really great opportunity. I don't do it too often at all. I just wanted to do it now because, the holiday season is kind of almost here, or, pretty much. And I wanted to do something nice for my community. So make sure that if you're interested, you reach out, like I said, either Instagram or Facebook. You can even email me and let me know that you want the link, and I will send it to you. Okay, so let's talk about then today, how do you know that you should maybe switch up your workouts because something about your current workouts is not working? So what is the first thing? If you're not getting results, I think this is pretty simple and pretty, self-explanatory. If you're not getting better in any way. So of course, first we have to think, what was your goal with working out? For a lot of people, it is changing their body composition, losing weight, losing fat, but it doesn't even have to be always just that. And let me tell you, the more you do it, the longer you do it, the more important the mental aspect of it becomes. This is at least for me. But of course, physique results are important too. And I definitely don't want to say there's anything wrong with that. So of course, working out will give you or should give you improved fitness and improved body composition. But if this is not happening, you're doing the same thing maybe, or even maybe you're doing different things, but your body is still not changing, then there's something that is going on that is not serving you right now. Let's say that you are doing the same circuit training all the time, or you're lifting weights in the same way all the time, or you're doing the same cardio workout all the time, and nothing is getting better, then you're not doing everything right, and something needs to change. And like I said, a lot of times people also work out for mental health purposes, and that's definitely me too. And I'm not going to deny that I'm also enjoying the benefits of physique change and having more muscle definition and definitely less body fat than I had a couple of years ago. But also the mental benefits are really great. So just the other day, I was feeling kind of down, and then I told my husband that, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, and I know that I feel much better later. And he said, yeah, it's so cool to see how it really works for you really well. Like when you're feeling down, you feel like you want to go to a gym, and then you come back and you feel really better. And this is really the case. And it has been shown in studies in multiple times that working out, regular exercise has amazing health benefits. And when we look at the positive side, then there are similar health benefits to taking some mood improving drugs, that put it that way, but they don't have resistance training, or working out doesn't have the negative health consequences that often come with those drugs. So if you are not seeing results, if you're feeling worse, physically worse, mentally worse, or if you're not getting the results that you want to get from working out, then something needs to change. Don't keep doing the same thing and think that one day is going to get better. It's kind of like people are trying to push harder on intermittent fasting or keto because they think, oh, I just didn't fast enough, or I didn't fast long enough, or I didn't keto hard enough. It has to start working. So it's the same thing here. If it doesn't work and you've been trying to do this you've been trying to make it work for a while and it's not getting better, then probably something needs to change. Okay. So this is the first thing. Now, the second thing that tells you that something needs to change about your workouts is that if you're always sore, the muscles are always sore, no matter what, not just the first week when you start your workout program, your new workout program or a new phase, for example, then it's normal that you are introducing some new exercise. You're like, yeah, I definitely feel in my biceps and my upper back is kind of sore a little bit. Okay, cool. And once in a while it happens anyway. Let's say that you're pushing the weight a little bit, you are trying your heaviest, heaviest squat, for example, you've never lifted that much, and you're going to try it, and you definitely will feel it the next day. So of course, sometimes, but if you're constantly sore, you're always sore, then you're not doing the right thing, because then you're always overtraining. And when you're always overtraining, you're not getting the maximum benefits from your workouts. Because what does it mean? You're training harder than you recover. So your body just doesn't have the opportunity to get better, to get stronger, to heal those micro tears that happen in the muscle. So you are always walking around and being super tight, super sore, and can't sit down in the toilet. This is not normal. This is not normal, and you shouldn't be feeling this way. The way you should be feeling is, yeah, I feel like I did something, but I'm not in pain. I'm not super sore. I'm not aching, but I feel like I did something and it feels good in my body. So this is how it should feel, let's say 90% of the time. And then 10% of the time is like when you're like, yeah, I kind of did a lot and I can feel it right now. And for example, for me personally right now, I started a new program, which is something totally different from what I'm used to doing. So usually I'm doing a lot of like pre-weights and barbell and dumbbell training, and it's always very strength focused. However, now I started doing something different, which is more like a muscle growth focused. And there are a lot more machines involved than what I'm used to. A lot of the things that are just, I've done them before, but not regularly. And yes, I am sore. Like a lot of muscles in my body are sore, but I know it will go away after I get past this first week. And when I start doing the same exercise regular, because I hope that you already know, if you have been here for a while, that you shouldn't be changing up your program all the time either. And that's one of the things your body has to get kind of used to and familiar with, these movements that are part of your program. So when you do that, 1 week, yeah, you're sore. Second week, you should start feeling a lot better. By third week, you shouldn't feel like in pain all the time, definitely. And then most of the time, you should feel like pretty good about what you're doing, and your body shouldn't be aching all the time. Now, the next thing that tells you that something has to change about your workouts is that when you're always injured, okay, and it doesn't matter what kind of workouts routine it is, if it makes you injured all the time, then something's up. You either have to change up your workouts, and you also probably have to take care of your body a little bit better. Maybe get some extra help. So for example, if you're a runner and your ankles are always hurting, or your knees are always hurting, that might be because you're just doing the one repetitive movement all the time. A lot of people have that issue, or they have this issue with their hip. Also, it can happen with lifting. Obviously, it can happen with lifting too. Let's say you are working out and you just always have that same like shoulder thing going on. It just doesn't get better. And now I hurt my elbow, and then I hurt my wrist. If you constantly keep hurting yourself, there can be, like I said, it could be a repetitive movement issue, but it can also mean that your immune system is actually really weak and you cannot handle stress very well too. And that might be that the workout is just too taxing for you, or it's wrong for you, or the weights are wrong for you. There can be many reasons. So if you're always injured, then maybe look into it in more detail. See what are the things that I'm doing all the time. What is it that's keeping me like hurting all the time? Why does one thing after another keep happening, and figure that out? And then a lot of the times you find that you've been just going too intensely, doing the same thing too much, or pushing the weight too much, and you're not ready for it. So it's time to ease up a little bit, maybe things out, change up a couple of things, and you should start feeling better. Being injured all the time and healing something all the time is not normal. This is not how it should be. Okay, then the next point that tells you that you should change something about your workouts is that if you choose your workouts based on how many calories you burn. And I sound like a broken record here, but only because I still see it a lot. I just recently I've had several conversations where people are telling me, yes, I understand the idea of weightlifting and why it's better for me, but I just don't burn as many calories, and I'm afraid of that because my hormones are changing, and I'm afraid that I'm going to put on extra weight if I don't do this cardio and burn this many calories. How am I going to then keep losing body fat or even maintain my current body? So if your workouts are based on how many calories they burn, you are not doing it right. You'll have to think about other things. And I always think about what it does to my body. What kind of message am I sending to my body? Am I getting stronger from it? And if you only think about calorie burning, this is going to burn you out pretty quickly. And then you probably find yourself having to add more and more and more workouts to keep up the same calorie number. And it just ends up being a mess because eventually you just have to work out all the time. Sometimes I even talk to people who tell me that I'm just so depressed, I'm exhausted, it's controlling my life. And it's controlling your life because your workout goal is calorie burn. It should never be your workout goal, right? Your goal should be something different. Your goal should be getting stronger in some ways. And by the way, if you are doing cardio and this is your favorite thing, you should still be getting better in that way too. You should be running a little bit faster, or you should improve in some ways, or your technique should get better. But it shouldn't always be based on just how many calories am I burning. And I personally definitely made this mistake. It was always my goal in my 20s. It was just about calorie burning. And I think I have talked about it before too. I would not come back home until my watch told me that I burned 500 calories. If it was less than that, I would just run in circles in front of my house before I went back in, because it was so important for me that I burned that 500. And it's just too much to do, and always think about that, and it was very, very obsessive for me. So I don't recommend that to anybody. And also, if you want to have better muscle definition and really look good and be strong, then of course you have to do some resistance training. And the goal with resistance training is definitely not calorie burning, it is building muscle. The next thing that tells you that your workouts should change is that you're not getting stronger, or you're not getting better in any other way either. So sort of just mentioned that too. But one of the really good ways of telling that your workouts are working for you is strength. Is that going up? I really like this one because it's so objective. You cannot argue with that. You can argue a little bit with like, yeah, I know the weight went down, but it could have been also this, could have been also that. Or, I took photos and the light was maybe a little bit different here and a little bit different there. So it's a little bit more not clear, right? But with strength, it's very, very clear. You cannot argue with that. You either did your squats with 200 pounds or you didn't, right? So that's just how simple it is. And if you're getting stronger, you are on the right path. If you're not getting stronger, you're not on the right path. However, there are some other ways to measure your success too. It just doesn't always have to be only strength. It can also be form. It can also be how you move. For example, one client right now is really working on her mobility so that she eventually can lift heavier weights, so that eventually she can get more muscle building effects, because when she can squat lower, then she's going to use more muscle and get better results out of it. So now the improvement is that her squat is getting lower and lower and lower. So this is really awesome. That can be another thing. So one more way of knowing that you're getting stronger is that if you can do the same amount of reps, higher number of reps with same weight. Let's say that you typically squat with 100 pounds, you always do your 8 reps, and now one day you're able to do 9, and then you're able to do 10. So this is progress too. So many, many, many ways to measure your strength, but this is always a really good indicator that things are moving in the right direction. And of course, you're not always going to just pile on more weights and more weights and getting stronger indefinitely. This is not possible. But overall, you should be getting better in some ways. This is how you know that you're on the right track. And also, if none of that is happening, then you're probably not on the right track, and something in your workout programming needs to change. The next thing that tells you that your workouts are not very good for you and something needs to change is that your energy is always just down. You're just really, really tired. You never feel really rested. The workouts are just making you feel worse. Ideally, you should feel better after you are done. You walk out of the gym, you feel like your energy is good and you feel kind of great and you want to move on to the next thing. So this is how you know that things are working. But if you're always like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this. The workout definitely made me more tired. Now I'm super fatigued. I have to go home and lie down and rest more. Then this is not right for you. Something's off and you're probably overdoing it, or you're not rested enough. Maybe the frequency is too much. Maybe the intensity is too much too. Now, on the flip side of it is if you are only feeling good when you're working out. And why is that? Well, that probably means that you are running on high adrenaline. So this is very typical for those who do a lot of HIIT training. They say that I just don't feel good otherwise. If I miss a day, I don't feel good, and I'm just dragging, and I need more coffee and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So now, if this is the case, the only way you ever feel good is when you work out. This is a problem too, and I saw that a lot back in the day when I was working with a lot of women who had hypothalamic amenorrhea, and part of recovery is to rest, right? To get your period back, you have to put your body in more rest and relaxed state. And but then sometimes they'll tell me, but working out is the only way that I ever feel good. And this is problem. This is almost like an addiction, right? If you're doing so much that now your body comes out the adrenaline and you're feeling high from that, there's something off that. There should also be other things that make you feel great. It cannot be just working out if you, for some reason, can't work out for a little while. You have to find something else. So, like I said, high intensity training is one of these things that are kind of like a red flag. If you feel like you can't live your day or have a normal day unless you did like 20 minutes of HIIT and totally crushed it, and now you're just running on adrenaline, this is not good. This is not ideal, and I definitely recommend that you slow down a little bit and do more regular resistance training, or go on more like slow relaxing walks. This will be also great exercise for you, instead of doing so much HIIT and just relying on that for your energy. The next thing that tells you that your exercise is something's off with that is that when you cannot sleep at all. So this is a big problem, and there can be other reasons too why your sleep is off. But if you're working out a lot and you're never getting to this parasympathetic mode, rest and digest mode, then that can definitely mess with your sleep. And one of the things you can also do is make sure that you don't work out too close to your bedtime. I know some people are totally fine. They're at the gym 7 p.m. They're totally cool. But if you are struggling with sleep, I definitely don't recommend that. Try to get your workout done earlier in the day. And if you tend to do a lot of stuff that's super hyper overstimulating, again, like HIIT training or tons of cardio where you're just going all the time and you're under stress all the time, and then you have sleep issues, then training is probably one thing that we should look at. Okay, then a couple of other things. How do you know that you should be changing something up is if you've been doing the same thing for years. Absolutely common too, lifting the exact same weights and same 15-pound weights for every single exercise and never changing anything. Well, this is a problem because your body is not responding. It's not getting better. It's just, doing its thing, but it's already adapted to what you have been doing for years. So if this is you, then there's another reason for you to change something up. And I just want to say, on the flip side, it can be possible that you're just doing too many different things too, right? Every workout has to be different. No, it doesn't. You have to stick with the same plan for about a month, I would say. Sometimes even more, 6 weeks, 8 weeks too. But it shouldn't be a new workout every single day. And sometimes people are kind of disappointed to hear that, or disappointed when their trainer gives them a plan that has the same workouts for about a month, or say programming for about a month, and they just think that the trainer is lazy or doesn't have a creativity. This is not the problem at all. It's not about that. Your trainer is actually smart when she gives you 3 different workouts and asks you to do throughout the month all these 3 workouts and nothing different. This is good. So yeah, 2 sides to this. If you've been doing the same thing over and over again with the exact same weights for years, something needs to change. And on the opposite side, if you change things all the time and do different workouts all the time, then this is also not giving you results, and something has to change as well. And then lastly, something is up with your workouts if you need constantly like some external motivation, or if you constantly need to have something on your calendar. For example, I don't work out unless I have this half marathon planned. This is my motivation to get there. So this is very much like a diet mindset, but it's just about exercise, right? So like I have this one goal, I'm going to push hard really, then I don't really enjoy the process at all, but I'm going to get this thing done because I have this in my calendar, and then I'm going to let go of it again. So this is like a very typical, also like it's almost like a New Year's resolution type of thing too, right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to push it like with my eyes closed. I'm just going to do it. And then, screw it. I'm not interested anymore. What you have to develop instead is, develop a way of enjoying how you're working out, so that you don't have to have something on a calendar or somebody externally pushing you or motivating you. Another thing is like motivation. I need constant motivation. Well, the motivation just doesn't show up every day. It's just not like that. It doesn't. So you have to develop a habit of going to the gym and doing the work. And sometimes it is a little bit boring, but you know that you're going to get it done because this is your lifestyle. You cannot rely only on motivation or events in the calendar for you to get the stuff done that you need to get done. This is a lifestyle thing here, and this is a lifelong thing here that we're trying to build. Okay, so I hope these couple points got you thinking. Are you feeling this way? Are you, always sore? Are you always injured? Do you not see results anymore from what you're doing? You're not getting stronger. Your energy is total crap, or you are only feeling energized when you're working out. Maybe you have some sleep issues. You constantly have to have, events and external motivation. So if these kind of speak to you, then maybe it's time for you to change your workouts and find something that is a little bit more sustainable and enjoyable as well. So this is it from me. Once again, I want to remind you that 3 months of free coaching is available to you. So make sure that you apply, send me an email or send me a message on Instagram or on Facebook. You can find me on both of these places and ask me to send you the application link, and I will do it then. You can also leave a comment on YouTube. So thank you so much for being here today with me, and see you again very soon. Bye-bye.